What's going on, everybody? I'm ready to do some painting, and I'm just trying to adjust myself a little bit here. All right. And I'm gonna try and do 3 ships today. I've primed these guys in black already using Citadel Chaos Black. And actually what these are ships actually that I had already painted that I was not particularly happy with. And they are ships that I just wanted to redo. So we're gonna take a look. And I did get a new airbrush for Christmas. And hey, thanks, Lance. But yeah, so we're gonna do that, and I'm gonna grab. So I basically use Citadel paints all the time, right? And I come to realize they're kind of hard to do those with an airbrush. One of the reasons is because Citadel paints are a little bit thick. So I've been getting these paints right here. I don't know. I think they're Reaper, but MSP. And they are also very similar to the Citadels, but they're a little thinner. And also they come in a little squirt bottle, so you can put a few drops in your airbrush. And so I just need to grab one more thing, and I'm gonna get started. So one of the things I wanted to do with this build today is I wanted to do some shades of green, because my favorite colors are black and green. So I'm going to use some different types of greens. I think I'm going to go with those. And I'm going to kind of do brighter as it gets out. So I'm going to keep it like, the idea here, what I'm planning on doing, and if I screw it up, is make it kind of black in the middle and then get greener and then brighter green as we go to the outside. And that is the general plan. We'll see how well it works or not. One of the problems I found out is it's not the easiest thing in the world to get started, because when I put some paint in there, I don't have any paint in there right now, but when I put paint in there, I have to put a little bit of water in also to get it started. But when I put it in, it's the mixture's not always right, because I'm not using airbrush specific paints, and I'm kind of doing my own mixture. So what I do is I end up spray painting a little bit on the ground here first, not the ground, but this is just a piece of wood, and just to get it right. And so I put some in there. I got some water and some green paint, and I just kind of put my finger over that to get it to mix a little bit. And I'm gonna move these guys out of the way because I'm not ready to hit them just yet. And see, I got nothing coming out yet, so I just gotta kind of get, there it goes. And you see how it's kind of beading, so it's much too wet, so I need a lot more paint in here. But that's why I test it out before I just start putting it on my model, because if you get it too wet, then you have like water all over it, and then it's not gonna dry right. And that's not cool. This is interesting because I'm liking this thing. I did one the other day, made it way too dark, but it was fun and it feels pretty good. All right, see, now we're not getting splotchiness. Now it looks good. So I think I'm gonna test it out with this guy first. Oh, now we gotta be careful. You see, I just shook it up a whole bunch and I spilt some outside. I don't want to make a big mess. But, I think it might still be a little bit too wet, to be honest with you. Might be. Although it's starting to looks like kind of it's got a cool looking fade right there so far. But if you see with the lights hitting it, it's way too wet. So I'm gonna dry that off because I want it to dry in a reasonable amount of time. Oh my goodness. I just spilled paint all over my hands. This is you're supposed to wear gloves when you do this too. Because some people like me are big morons and spill paint everywhere. Alright, so now I gotta get a paper towel and clean that up. But I also want to dry this guy off because there's way too much. So I'm going to come back and try that again once I thicken this paint up a little bit more. I'm also glad I didn't start on the ISD because that's the one I want to look the nicest. Dropping things all over the place. All right, so now we're almost ready to get back into it. Okay, that's looking good. We're going to try it out now. Not too bad, it's still a little too wet. Once you get the mixture right, it's going to be great, but until you get it right, it's a little bit problematic. Of course, if I wasn't live, this would be going perfect, but now that I'm live, it's like, oh, we're going to mess with you now. Since you thought it'd be fun to go live, we're just going to mess with you. All right. Try the victory. So. Oh, I think I need to do the engine panels too. Probably gonna have to go in here. And just a little bit on the bridge. I need to actually get something to hold these things because all my bases are in white. So kind of got a nice little, just a light green, or not light green, but a kind of a thin, dark green kind of blend over there. And I want to lighten it up a little bit and then kind of start from the outside and work our way in, but not as far the second time around. And hey, everybody that's watching that's with us right now. My hand, I would be typing more to you right now, but my hands are a little full and I'm not typing more to you, but I'll be talking a little bit more with you guys, but I don't have the computer screen directly in front of me. So I hope you guys all had a nice holiday. I hope you guys have some nice, fun New Year plans. So we were using, what was this, dark forest green? Dragon green. I was using dragon green. So next I'm going to use, I guess just regular green. With a little hint of moth green. And I may end, let me kind of finalize the whole thing with just moth green. Okay, we need a little more water in there. It's not quite wet enough. And then some people use paint thinner as well. It just depends. A lot of times water is good enough, but I don't use tap water. Pizza and vodka tonight. Oh, okay. I had some ice cream tonight. Almost got it thin enough. You know, I can test it on the bottom because I'm not really that worried about the bottom. Oh, there we go. That does look pretty good, doesn't it? Okay. I'm starting to see a little bit of that. I don't know if I'm doing the fade good enough. I think I made it a little too bright right there. A little farther out here. Left in here, I'll do the bottoms. Close and back up a little bit. This is my first time ever really trying to do something big like this. I mean, I've only had this thing for a few days. So if you're a pro painter and you're noticing like, hey, dude, doing it all wrong. So be it. I'm claiming the right of ignorance. Plus, I'm having fun. I've got like 3 Star Destroyers already, getting ready to have a 4th once the Chimera comes out. I can make a mistake or two. It'll be all right. This one used to be kind of pink. I don't know if you can see the red under there, but this was a goofy one. That one, yeah. See, that'd be kind of fun to like get some decals, kind of like the Chimera, and do that under here. Oh, we're out. We're about out. Okay. All right. Yeah, I put a lot in there. It's a little wet. I can absolutely. You can always just. I mean, honestly, I'm using thin enough paints. I could just prime over it one more time too. Gosh, look at my hands. This is why you wear gloves, folks. This is why you wear gloves. All right. So next is we're gonna go with this one right here, moth green. Just around that very edge. Back these guys away. Looks good. Let's see. Oh, that was a little too hard. This one. Oh, this is a little wet. Oh, that's looking kind of funky right there. That's pretty cool. I'm digging it. All right. Try this guy. Liking the fade effect now. I'm liking that. Huh. I don't see... Now, most of my ships, like I like to keep them mostly Canon. At least in Armada. And X-Wing I kind of went like crazy. But most of my ships in Armada, I've kept them mostly Canon. And so I was like, you know what? I've got a couple of ships I've already painted. I don't mind. Granted, my Gladiator was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. I have 3 Gladiators. And at least the way things are right now, I don't see myself using 3 in a match. No, it's too bad. Let me try the bottom here first. it's a little splotchy. I don't know if you can see up close. This is what happens if it's too much water in your paint. So I test it on the bottom first. It's looking pretty decent. All right, let's take a look now. Not too shabby. Now I can always go back and take it to a brush and highlight some panels and things like that, and kind of make a couple here and there stand out. Maybe even do a dry brush over the top, but I just want to get kind of the base in. I've got to do one more thing I'm going to do before I stop, is I'm going to do the engines as well. Now the question is, if I do the engines in green, is that going to be too, like, I think it wouldn't stand out enough. I could do them in yellow, which might stand out, but it might blend in a little bit. Or should I just go with regular Imperial Blue? I think regular Imperial Blue will look best because it'll probably, factor into everything else, and it'll probably look the best. That's what I'm thinking. Engine in orange. That would be wild. That would look. The problem, it would look too much like mellow yellow, right? It would look like a. Do you think? Yeah, I'm thinking blue. So before I do blue, though, I'm going to do a white. Gotta clean out the pot and get some white in there so that the blue will pop. Alright, I'm going to start with the Gladiator first, because all right, so Gladiator, I don't have another one in front of me. I think I'm just going to do the two big ones. I don't think I'm going to do all the tiny pieces. Okay, just to get it started. All right, that's good enough. Just some in the base of the engines. All right, now we're going to come back with the blue. Now I'm just going to probably add a little blue to my white. I don't like that color. Regular blue. There we go. It turned out weird because I used too many different types of blue. All right, we're mixing it up in there right now. This ought to look good. Oh, it's too thick though. too thick. We're mixing it up a little more, trying to thin it out. It's still looking white to me. Alright, we'll do. Oh no, it's not white, that's a light blue. And we'll come back with the darker blue after all these are done. Dark blue now. I'm gonna rinse out this pot. Still have a hint of the light blue in there. That's okay because I don't want the blue to be too dark. Let's see if I can get it just right. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. If I were to paint it, it's about where I want it, I think. Remember, this is not thin enough. So there's probably an argument to make here that it's probably better to actually buy airbrush paints. Because trying to get your mixture just right can be problematic. Almost. Okay, we're starting to get some. We're starting to get it. Oh boy. All right. Still don't have it there right. See, this is bugging me. But we're almost there. I may end up just taking a brush to these guys. Okay. Oh, this is working. Okay, you see that one? Actually, that came out pretty good. It's just coming out slow. Okay, there we go. Not bad. Not bad. Let's try this guy. got a little bit above there. Oh, I wiped that right off. Coming out pretty good so far. It's weird going in the big engine here because you can feel the air coming right back on your hand. Okay, I think we got it. I think it's looking pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. I think that's about all I'm gonna do here for this fleet. I just did a like a fleet build basically for these 3 ships, and you know, that was kind of the goal here. Got a little screw up on that one, but yeah, that was kind of fun. So thank you guys for tuning in. Was not the longest live video I've done before, but you know, I gotta do cleanup, and that's actually kind of boring. So you can hang out with me if you want, but I'm gonna do some cleanup. Actually, I have my airbrush solution here. Put my cleaner here, and I'll spray it in there. Kind of wipe it down. Kind of soak this in here for a little while, so it can kind of just let it all get in there. All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to call it here. You guys have a wonderful evening, and I hope you guys have a happy new year as well.